So I was trying to make a video of how to test your outlets. A lot of guys carry these little testers and there's stuff to check an outlet really quick. And they plug it in. It's like, okay, got the two lights on the right. It's good. Okay. Plug it on this side. Got two lights on the right. It's good. And there's a button on here for testing GFI. You don't want to hit that. You can also buy them without that feature. But I wanted to check. I wanted something that would tell me, is the ground and neutral tied together? You know, does this outlet not have a true ground? And so I thought I had found something that would work, because this measures the voltage between the neutral and earth ground. So plug this in to this outlet. We see we've got 120 volts like we should. We've got a little bit of current flowing, and so right here on the from neutral to earth it says 0.8 volts. Now remember, this basically has to measure neutral and earth, which should be going from here all the way back to the main breaker panel. Now let's plug it into this outlet. We're going to clear the hole out of it. All right, we're going to plug this in. 121 volts. Got our same 7 milliamps draw with 0.8 volts between neutral and earth, or ground. Okay, which that actually surprised me, because on this outlet I've tied the neutral and the ground together with a short piece of wire. Okay, so the difference between this neutral and this ground should be 0 volts. Hard to do with one hand here, but basically we have 0 volts. Now if I do the same thing over here, the one that's wired correctly, make sure it's on there good, we've got about 1/2 volt. That's kind of what I expected to see here. 1/2 volt difference between this neutral and ground. This one has 0, and you can also test it going from here to the screw possibly. Get 0 there as well. And so that's one way you can check it without having to take the cover off and any of that stuff. There's about 0.1 volts there. I mean, no. Measuring from here to here should be 0. Measuring from neutral to the screw should be 0. This neutral to this screw, I'm getting 0.1 volts. So that's really about the only way you can tell without taking the cover off if that neutral and ground are tied together. Just take a quick look here. Okay, so if you see on the far outlet, we got the ground wire. I know it doesn't look pretty in here. I just threw this together for an example. This will be taken apart. So first one's got the neutral coming in, and then the other neutral in the back here, that one's jumpered over to this one. And then I took a small piece of wire, wired it directly from there to ground. A lot of places you'll find will do that if they don't actually have a true real ground. Usually that's in residential areas. Commercial areas should have a ground, but you know, something like an old VFW would possibly run into without a ground, something like that. Take that for what it is. use the outlet if you feel like you think it's safe to use, but that's just one way of trying to check. If they've actually tied the neutral to ground, basically you just have to measure between the neutral and the ground, see if you get any voltage there. It should be 0. And this ground, you'll see this body, you see that this ground wire is tied to this body. It's also tied to these contacts inside, and then that center screw, that body there, that's also tied to it as well. So imagine if someone did a hot neutral swap, this now becomes live. So that would be a dangerous situation there. Anyways, hope that helps. I was hoping this would actually catch the situation because this does have batteries in it. It doesn't rely on power from the AC outlet. And then once you unplug it, it'll go on hold so you can read that value. So if you can't see the screen in an area, you can plug it in, wait a few seconds, pull it back out, and that'll give you the hold readings. One thing I do not like about this thing is it has the plug on the back and it covers up area of the next socket, so if you have to unplug whatever's there to get this one to fit in. Now this tester I got off Amazon for around 10 bucks. Another one I was looking at was this one. However, this one does not show the voltage and milliamp readings between the neutral and earth. Yeah, but this one would be able to fit in the outlet if something else is plugged into it. Probably not too big to be doing that. So anyways, that's this here, this, I don't know if it's T-Man or what it's called, the TOE 100B Max socket tester. It is pretty cool that it gives these readings, but it's kind of unfortunate that they're pretty much useless in this test.